brushable. But you're watching Everfree Network.
I love when you comb my hair.
Hey there, everybody out there in TV land. It's your boy, Dusty Cat, one more time from the fabulous West Coast. San Jose, California. Another beautiful day. It's getting a little cold, though. A little chilly. It's beginning of November. We got a little rain. Thank you, Weather Factory, for finally sending me the rain I requisitioned in July. You know, get with it a little bit. I know Ponyville gave you all that water, you could send some back. Just a little bit. It's what we need out here. So, we'd love to have some, thankfully. But you're not here to worry about the rain on the West Coast, are you? No. You're here to hear the dulcet tones of one Dr. Wolf. Good doctor, are you there?
I am here.
Ooh!
Good to be here with you, Dusty.
It is good to be here.
Looking forward to this.
Yes, I've been looking forward to it too. And the beautiful picture of us at Nightmare Nights, the selfie we took together, which is absolutely awesome. That thing's going to come out any better if we tried. This thing, it's like you got this nice, wonderful smirk on your face. I'm in the background going, yeah, I'm with Dr. Wolf. This is awesome. Yeah, we had a wonderful time out there at Nightmare Nights, didn't we?
That was a lot of fun. Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely. The people who don't know, the Wolf here, Dr. Wolf, is an awesome analyst for MLP, but not only that. He does narration of stories and the creative genius behind the Moment with Dr. Wolf series on YouTube. And if you haven't watched these things, you need to go watch them because they're really cool. Lots of effort going to that with everybody who's doing that stuff. So wonderful, wonderful things to watch. Tons of stuff. I mean, geez, what do you have, 300 videos up there?
Over 300.
Over 300 videos.
I've been doing YouTube since, oh goodness, since May of last year.
May of last year?
Yeah, it's been nearly 17 months now, and I've made over 300 videos in that time.
Yeah, nearly one a day.
Not that bad. I know
it only seems like it.
Videos per week. That's the average.
Oh, geez, way more than me. But okay, so let's start off with the number one question we ask every show. What are some of the cartoons and comics that you watched or read as a child or are still watching to this day?
All right, cartoons and comics that I would watch or read as a child.
Yes.
Now let's see. First things that come to mind are shows like the Animaniacs and Batman the Animated Series and X-Men and even Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I was a big fan of that as a young kid.
Mm-hmm.
And as far as comics go, I think my favorite comic as a child was definitely Calvin and Hobbes.
Yes.
That will always be a classic in my mind.
So good. Absolutely. Original Peanuts, too. You know, the original Peanuts from back in that era was pretty good. Let's see. What drew you? I mean, everyone has their drawn into story, but what was the thing that latched onto you to get you into the MLP universe and then thought to do this kind of stuff?
I first heard that they were going to reboot the My Little Pony franchise back in early 2010,
Mm-hmm.
which was really no surprise. I mean, they've been rebooting all kinds of franchises from the 80s and 90s.
Right.
So it didn't really faze me all that much. It's just another show coming out. It wasn't until 2011 that I started noticing, particularly on YouTube,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of fan-created content popping up all over the place. And it was really confusing at first because I had never seen any other show create this kind of impact.
Mm-hmm.
And I started getting curious. Well, what is it that's causing a lot of people to start getting interested in this show?
Mm-hmm.
Because those little bits and pieces of fan-created content I was coming across was actually rather creative.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't interested in watching the show as of yet, but I was interested to see why people were so interested in it to begin with. And I started doing a little bit of research here and there, and I remember finding the very long documentary, let's see, what was it? Oh, goodness, I can't remember the name now.
The one that Saber Spark did.
Saber Spark's video.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, I wish I could remember the name now. But back in 2011, I found that documentary. I watched that whole documentary. I was pleasantly surprised by how much creativity that the MLP staff put into this show.
Mm-hmm.
I was still a bit confused because this is My Little Pony. I mean, I first heard about this when I was a kid back in the 80s, and
Right.
yeah, this was never really a show that grabbed me in any way. And the subsequent shows after that never grabbed me in any way. And all of a sudden, Generation 4 became a huge hit, especially on the internet, and
Yes.
it was just making me all the more curious.
Yes. It's curiouser and curiouser.
Curiouser and curiouser.
Yeah. It's why you know what? It's widely known that you have a love for Fluttershy. What is it about her character that draws you in so much?
My very first video that I posted on YouTube was all about Fluttershy's character and how her greatest weakness is actually part of her greatest strength.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why I wanted to make that video is the fact that, yeah, I did enjoy Fluttershy as a character, much like I enjoyed the rest of the main six's characters. They're really engaging, they're really funny, and they're really memorable. And yeah, I like seeing their stories. It's just that at that time, when I was listening to the other analysts, the few of them that were around at that time, none of them seemed to think too highly of Fluttershy. None of them were talking about her or praising her, and I just didn't get it. I couldn't understand why people didn't really seem to think that she was that great of a character, or at least the other analysts at the time didn't seem to think she was that great of a character.
Yeah.
So, it was around May of 2013 that DigiBrony released a video on his channel saying, I want your analysis videos because I want to be able to post more analysis videos to Equestria Daily.
Okay.
And at that point, I thought, you know what? I want to talk about Fluttershy. I have a lot to say about Fluttershy that I don't think anyone is really talking about. And yeah, I want to help other people to see that she is an inspiring character and that she is really memorable and a really great character to begin with. So over the course of like 3 or 4 days, I put together a video for the first time in my life. I had no idea what I was doing.
Okay.
I had no clue how to edit videos. I had no clue how to find good recording programs for my voice, but I knew that I had a lot to talk about, and I was determined enough to figure out how to make it work. And it was, when I'm looking back at it now, it was a little cringeworthy with what I put together because it's so basic and the sound is not even close to as good as it really could have been. And I thought maybe I'd get a few dozen people to watch it, maybe pull in a few subscribers, and maybe get the motivation to do another video next month. DigiBrony posted that video to Equestria Daily a few hours later. The video got thousands of views overnight, and I had hundreds of new subscribers overnight, and I was like, oh, wow. people actually really like this. People actually want to hear me talk more about these things.
Hit a nerve, did you?
I guess I'd better start making an Applejack video. And a few days later, I had an Applejack video out. And a few days after that, Pinkie Pie, then Rarity, and Rainbow Dash, and Twilight Sparkle, and Spike, and it just went on and on at that point. 3 to 5 videos every single week without fail since then.
Yikes.
But it's been a very fun experience, and it's been a very good learning experience because I've discovered so many talents about myself that I didn't think were all that special. And I've been able to reach so many people in the same amount of time. I love what I do now. I really do.
Good. It's great because now that you've found your creative niche, your creativity has found you. And it's like it's one of those things where I love doing what I do because I can be creative and people like it, and it's an outlet that I can be goofy and just people like to be entertained. I'm glad that you found it. I'm glad to have you as in this community because I watch your videos and just laugh. I really like some of the stuff that you do, and some of the points that you make are very, very poignant. One thing about you though is that you're very recognizable. Your voice is really, really easy to recognize, and your fan fiction readings are pretty dang good. If I don't say so myself. Have you ever thought about doing a voice reel and sending that out professionally and seeing if you can get a narration of a book job or something like that?
I have thought about that a lot. I have often wondered whether I could use my voice in a more professional medium because that was one of the primary reasons I started making videos, because other people had been telling me that I have this great voice, I should do something with it, and I wanted to try to see, well, would random strangers say the same thing? And they do, in droves. Mm-hmm. I get plenty of people telling me that I should be doing more with my voice in some way. But I don't really know how. I mean, goodness, who do you send it to? Where do you post such things? What sort of demo should I record? What sort of things should I read or talk about? Or I don't know. I've just never done anything like that before.
Voices 1, 2, 3 for one.
Yeah?
All right, we'll talk after. But there's places that you can actually go and put up your own voice reels and get tips on that kind of stuff. But we'll talk. Not a problem. Also, some of my old shows, especially with Terry Klassen, the voice director of the show, we talked a lot about where to put voices and things like that. Same with Michael Dobson. So if you want to check out those, there's some information there, but we'll talk after. Your episode analysis, pretty dang deep and far-reaching, if you ask me. A lot deeper than some of the other analysts that are out there. What's your background? Are you like a writing, you have a writing degree? What's the background that you're bringing to this?
As far as analysis goes?
As far as analysis, what's your your education, as it were, that you get so deep into this? I mean, obviously you've had some sort of training.
I don't know what you really could consider training, because this is just a lot of stuff that I love thinking about, about how things work and why. Okay. I am actually an accountant in real life. I graduated from college with a degree in business finance.
Okay.
I never took any kind of writing classes in college. I don't really know where you could say that I had training on my analysis skills. This is just something that I love thinking about.
Let's break it down this way. What is accounting other than thinking in steps, right? Mm-hmm. Accounting, algebra. If you don't do it in the correct steps and you don't get the right answer, right?
Yeah.
And if you look at some of the ways that you have done your analysis, it's almost like algebra. Because you sit there and you make a point, and then you break down that point, and without going in order, the points don't make sense.
Would it surprise you to know that I actually failed algebra twice in high school? I am dead serious. I failed algebra twice in high school. It wasn't until I took the class in college and ended up teaching myself every step of the way that I finally passed.
Wow. I'm you know what? I'm sorry I brought it up then. I didn't mean to bring up your high school pain. I'm really.
No, that's fine. I think a lot of people are going to get a real kick out of that. It's going to be a really funny moment.
Oh, Dusty, you've done it again. And of course, the best thing on your YouTube channel, in my view, is a Moment with Dr. Wolf series, where you sit down with someone and talk through their problems. And it's really different, really very different than anything we've seen in the analyst community that anybody else does. How did that idea come around?
Oh, goodness. I had initial thoughts about someday, some dream of doing kind of a psychologist session with characters from the show. My very first Dr. Wolf fan art that I ever received shows Dr. Wolf in his office with Fluttershy on the couch. I mean, you go to my YouTube channel, and right at the top there's that piece of fan art. So I had the initial idea way back then, but it wasn't until late November of 2013 where I'm part of a Skype group called the Riff Cafe, where a lot of the other analysts and reviewers in the community congregate and talk about whatever. And it was back in late November that a few people were telling me, hey, you got to get into this phone call. We really want you to try something new. And so I got into the phone call, and they were talking about, you are kind of known as the sort of psychologist for the Brony fandom. I mean, wouldn't it be great to have other analysts and reviewers come and sort of visit you, and you can critically analyze their characters? I mean, we'd love to see that. And I said, actually, I have been kind of sort of thinking about doing something like that. But yeah, it's an interesting idea, but how do we put it together? So over the next couple of weeks, I released a video saying, hey, I'm looking for artists. And I put together script after script after script. I think I had something like 7 or 8 scripts ready to go before the first episode even aired.
Wow.
And yeah, it took a long time because the artwork is by far the most time-consuming part of any one of those videos.
Absolutely.
But I am deeply grateful for all of the artists who have contributed so much to this series, because it's been wonderful, the response that I see from all the people in the comments. They love that series. They want to keep seeing more of that series. They want to have lots more guests coming in the future, and they want to do guests from the show. They want me to critically analyze them. I've done 1 episode with Fluttershy thus far.
Yeah.
And people really love that, and they want to see a lot more of that. And I've got ideas for the others, but I haven't reached that point of getting them into production yet. It's a really time-consuming process, particularly for any characters from the show, because I want that to be like the highest quality that we can get from the artwork, and that just takes a very long time. Starbat put in 4 months of work on that 1 episode with Fluttershy. So it's something that I really want to do more of. It just takes time.
Big clap for them. That is awesome. That is really detailed, too. If you guys get a chance, go to Dr. Wolf's channel and check out. That's Dr. Wolf 001 on YouTube, and check out the Fluttershy episode, because I just watched it today, and it was like, wow. Really well done. You also delve into analyzing ideas and concepts from the show. A lot of analysts don't do that. They just analyze each episode, whereas you go delve deeper a little bit. You go. We must go deeper. Like the villains we love to hate, how the girls' greatest losses make them into who they are. These are great ideas, and you're so prolific at bringing these out. Are you just sitting at home with a stick poking at the show, trying to see what falls out?
Oh, goodness. These days, it's actually rare that I will sit down and watch episodes of the show, because I'm trying to keep busy with my own work, my own career. And then when I come home, I'm trying to think, well, what should I be doing for the next videos?
Right.
But I'm always coming across new ideas and new concepts, because when I see an episode, even just the once, I don't have to go back to it over and over to start coming up with ideas. I'm very good at retaining what I've seen and what I've heard, and start throwing it all into a melting pot. Well, what would happen if this were the case, or if that were the case? I mean, what is the motivation behind this character, that kind of thing. I love thinking about that, even in my quiet moments when I'm just trying to relax, my mind just refuses to shut off. It has to keep thinking about these things and keep trying to get more intricate details out of the show. It's just a ton of fun, and a lot of my watchers just want to keep hearing more and more and more.
I would love to hear you analyze Flim and Flam.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I would love to see if you could figure out their motivation, why they're such shysters, what drove them to being, these two slick characters, right? What caused them to actually go down this path? I mean, was it vaudeville act gone bad, or whatever? But they seem to just it'd be kind of interesting, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
There's so much there to play with in those two.
I imagine that coming up with headcanons and theories would probably turn out to be more fan fiction material, but I've done stuff like that before. Oh, yeah. I've done a little bit of analysis of their characters when I reviewed the episode Super Speedy Cider Squeezy 6000. Mm-hmm. So I did put some of my thoughts on what went into their characters there, but a lot of anything beyond that would definitely reach into headcanon territory.
That's true. We
don't have much. Something I could look into, yeah.
Yeah. And we all know that you like fan fiction because you're doing readings all the time. There's like 8 or 9 readings up on your channel.
I've probably put together 30 at this point.
Yeah, 30 honestly. At this point. What are the other forms of fandom do you enjoy the most? Music, art, animation, anything specific?
Oh, the YouTube content comes to mind most because I like watching the animations and I like watching let's see. I like listening to other people read fan fictions, and goodness, I like watching other analysis videos for sure because that's what I think about all the time anyways. So definitely the YouTube content is what comes to mind first. I like fan fiction material up to a point because it's really hard for me to sit and read something on the computer for more than 10 or 20 minutes at a time because I start getting headaches. Ooh. I can't get into the really lengthy stories without my head killing me. And it's only because I'm probably just doing a lot of reading on the computer and my eyes just don't adjust that well to it.
Crazy.
But I do enjoy a lot of fan fiction and a lot of music and a lot of the animation videos. Wide variety of things.
The art style on your videos changes a ton. How many people are involved with what you're getting done? And do you care to let the viewers in on who they are?
I have had many, many artists contribute to my channel over these many months. And I am deeply grateful for everyone who has decided that they want to help make my content even better. The very first artist who contributed anything to my channel was a guy by the name of Davian X. He created the initial concepts for Dr. Wolf after I had had many discussions with him on what the character should be and what he should look like. And for the Moment with Dr. Wolf series, we've had artists like Starbat and Mr. Tom Fox and Dear Cotton Candy. And let's see, who else is there? Crown Prince has made a couple of animations for the channel, and I'm deeply grateful for that. And then there's folks like Brown Wolf and Cider Splice, and there's more artists even beyond that who have wanted to contribute their talents but are still in the initial phases of drawing Dr. Wolf's office. Mm-hmm. I'm sure that I'm not remembering all the people who have contributed everything. The Dr. Wolf artwork that I use in most of my videos, for the regular videos, that was put together by Flamin' Bunny. Okay. And she came up with a lot of just poses for Dr. Wolf that I can use over and over and over when I'm just doing regular analysis videos. Mm-hmm. Oh, goodness, there's just been so many artists. And I really couldn't have come this far without the contributions of so many talented people. I mean, even not just artists, but voice actresses as well, particularly for the Fluttershy video that we were talking about before.
Yeah, she's perfect.
Mary Medley is almost scarily show accurate with her Fluttershy impression. It's so good, and I'm deeply grateful that she was able to provide the voice to help complete every scene in that video. It wouldn't have been nearly as effective without it.
No, it wouldn't have. She nailed it. She nailed it hard. So it was like, wow. That was really, really cool. I swear to God, people, you need to go watch that video because it'll change a lot of what you think of fan-made content. Okay, it will. And I can't thank you enough, Doc, for getting me involved with Anthony C's Nightmare Nights video project.
Oh, yes.
That was fun. I hope we all do more soon. Any future projects that you want to tell our audience about and they can look forward to?
The biggest project I've got in the works right now is the Team Fortress 2 / Brony reviewer project that we've been putting out teasers for over the past few months. I mean, there's been a lot of other reviewers involved in the project, like Firebrand and Ink Rose and Silver Quill and Voice of Reason, A&Y, Phantom Horn, Eliora. I'm probably from Give and Take. Yeah, Give and Take was the last one. Okay. And yeah, they've all created their own Meet the videos that have been a ton of fun. But the Team Fortress 2 project, the main project, it's almost ready. It's so close to being ready. I'm hoping it'll be out within the next few weeks, but we just got to wait for the animator to put some final tweaks here and there. So that's something for people to look forward to.
Cool.
This is something I've been waiting a long time to release. It's been a ton of fun. I actually did show a work in process video during my panel at Nightmare Nights, and people got a real kick out of that.
Sweet.
It was wonderful to see the audience reaction face to face, because that's the first time I've ever been able to see that.
That's awesome. I remember that you and I, when we first met at Nightmare Nights and said hello to each other, it's like, oh, everything's great, and you were like, I said, just wait. As soon as I hear your voice, you're gonna get fans. And ain't gonna happen. And then what did I pass you that 10 minutes later? Right?
Yeah.
10 minutes later, he has a fan giving him a Fluttershy.
Yes.
And he's signing autographs.
Uh-huh.
And I look at him with a big smile on my face, and he looks back at me like, yeah, you were right.
It's something I'm still getting used to. It's
you deserve it.
if I'm ever going to reach a point where it's just a normal thing for me for random fans to walk up and say, oh, can I get a picture with you? I'd love to get a picture. I'm still getting used to that.
You deserve it, dude. The stuff that you put out is top-notch.
Well,
Top-notch stuff. And I love it, and everyone else loves it, and I'm glad that I got you on the show. Last question before we go to commercial. If a movie was made of your life, who would play you?
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Oh, goodness. I don't even know where to begin with that question. Who would play as me? I'm going to have to ask the audience that question
the
later.
studio audience.
Yeah, I'd love to hear other people's interpretations on who would best play me.
Yep. As you end every video, I want to hear more about what you think.
Oh, goodness.
Yes, let's hear more about what you guys think about Dr. Wolf and who would play him as an actor. But with that, we're going to go to commercial. So we'll be back in about a minute and a half. And when we come back, we'll go over upcoming commercial conventions, and then we'll go into charity. And when we get done with that, we'll come back and get Screwball in a call, so all you people out there can ask your questions to this wonderful gentleman and his dulcet tones. So don't go nowhere. We'll be right back.
Every year, 10,000 baby Manticores never live to see their first birthday. Those who do will be hunted for their fur, or worse yet, for their stingers, the venom used in voodoo rituals in the farthest reaches of Equestria. You and I can help, along with EMF. For only 5 bits a month, you can sponsor a baby Manticore. You'll receive a booklet telling you the name of your little bundle of fur and picture updates every month. Oh, how cute. Your bits will put life-giving medicine into a helpless little body, nourishing food into a little stomach. Please help us here at the Equestrian Manticore Fund, and make sure that all of Celestia's creatures are treated with kindness and respect. Can you think of a better reason not to call EMF right now and give these wondrous creatures a chance at life? Call now! If you want to.
That's right, the Equestrian Manticore Fund. Fluttershy would love you to help the Manticores. She would. Absolutely. I'm sure Dr. Wolf would love to help Fluttershy with the Manticores. I'm sure
that would be a very noble cause,
yes,
I'm sure.
Very noble cause. But we are back with convention season. We have one major convention left this year. One, and that is Ponyville Cider Fest this coming weekend. November 7th to 9th, Milwaukee. Not Milwaukee, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Guests are Andrea Libman, Peter New, Michelle Krieber, Ingrid Nilsson, Maud Pie, Sam Vincent, Black Galiffin, Saber Spark, Psycho Galiffo, Colin McDaniel, and me. But they've also got GM Barrow is going to show up. Special events, a cider bar, both all ages and adult beverages, a VIP cocktail hour, the Grand Galloping Gala, and an apple pie bake-off. And let's not forget the rave. Rave is going to be there. So all that stuff's going on. There will also be a special concert with a Krieber band. The Kriebers will be there, including Black Griffin and Andrea Libman. So you're not going to want to miss that. Check PonyvilleCiderFest.com because they've already put up their schedule of everything. So you can start planning out where you're going to be when you're there. So, and I will be there soon. Yeah, I'm leaving on Thursday. It's already Monday. I get to packing. Charities. So we are going to end Bronies the Musical, which is Love Our Children, the bullying charity. And we made our $500 goal only a couple of hours ago because you guys are awesome. I put out the call. We were that short, and a couple people came through. Thank you very much. So we made that one 500 bits. So for that one, we had the collectible card game prize pack, which is a Princess Celestia deck right there. We've got a Twilight Sparkle, no wing Twilight Sparkle tie right there. We've got the backpack, which was special giveaway during the card game, Candlelight Nights premiere, and the poster to go with it, and this page, which is a signed Charlotte Fullerton page. Stay Brony, my friends, right there. This is the page from Dress for Failure, which was the original title for Suited for Success, and that was lock polished on February 26th, 2010. And it tells you everybody who's in the production cast, the IP, the Hasbro Studios, the Discovery Hasbro people, all of that on that page right there. So that, plus, let's see, I think that's everything. What else did we have? Oh, the poster. So, yes, because we hit 500 bits, we're going to get a signed poster from Bronies the Musical, which I'm going to send to you as soon as it gets into my greasy hands. So hopefully, I sent them a message saying, hey, we made it, send me the poster. So hopefully I'll get that in a couple of days, and we'll be able to give that to you. And this bucket of hats, bucket of names right here. So I'm going to dig. This is the hat I wore last weekend at Nightmare Nights. So here we go. This name right here, Bethany. Loved the show and its message. Wish I could donate more. Bethany, you win that. I don't think we've gotten anything to you before, so contact me, Dusty at manlysbrony.com, and we'll get you that prize pack as soon as I get those stuff. Now, moving on. Ingrid Nilsson, Ingrid is, let's see, Project True. They also made their 500-bit goal. They're a charity which helps with body image and things like anorexia and other things like that, and not just women, men too. So wonderful stuff that they're doing up there in Vancouver. Giveaways are this stuff over here, which is a 2012 My Little Pony McDonald's set. You can't find all of those, so here's a full set for you. And the Palm Sisters that my wonderful girlfriend wrote for Ingrid. I'll put that in there too. And let's see what else we got in here. A couple of dog tags. We got the signed Rainbow Dash book from GM Barrow. That's in there too. And because we hit 500 bits, I'm going to take this carving by Spike Firemain to Ponyville Cider Fest and get it signed by both Andrea Libman and Ingrid, who are the two characters here. So we're going to get that signed and then get that off to you as soon as I draw this name from this hat over here. I think we're going to take this one. Oh, wow. Well, that's awkward. Spike Firemain. Hi, Spike. Are you out there, Spike? Spike, if you're out there, you won your own carving. So, but it's going to be signed, so I can send it back to you. So if you don't want the stuff, let me know, and then we'll redraw by the end of the evening. So I know you're out there. Hopefully you're watching. You are always watching. But Spike Firemain won his own stuff, and that's awesome. because he deserves it. He does wonderful, wonderful things. So we'll get that signed and back to him if he wants it back. Let's see. And then now we're to Dr. Wolf's charity. Dr. Wolf is going to be throwing his support behind the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, which is awesome people right up there at the top of this fight, is to get people not to take their own lives. There's not a whole lot to be said about this people. Michael Marones, tons of stuff. These people need help to help people. We do. Try to keep people on the phone line so people have people to call when they're feeling down and we're feeling bad. They tirelessly help those that are on the edge, tirelessly. They fight the pressures. They push. They help people. That's all you can say, man. It's like suicide is one of the worst things going on today, and we felt it in our own fandoms. So we really need some help with this one. Doc, tell me a bit about why you wanted to pick this one.
Well, when we were discussing the me being on this show over the weekend and you wanted me to choose a charity, I was trying to think, well, what would best fit with Dr. Wolf and his character? And I was thinking, I thought that it would be something that we should do in helping others with depression. Mm-hmm. Because that's something that Dr. Wolf has helped others with and is even helping himself with. And yeah, that's what I wanted to find most. This is what really makes a difference in the lives of many people who come to talk to me online whenever they're sending messages, because even though I'm not a real psychologist, mm-hmm. there are many people who keep coming and seeking my advice and keep wanting to find some direction and some hope in their own lives. And I keep trying to help in every way that I can. And believe it or not, I have been able to make a little difference here and there, even without being a psychologist, even just being this sort of character I created.
You don't have to be a psychologist. You have to be there. I've had the same thing happen to me where I've had people send me emails and just looking for anything, throwing out that last line saying, help me, say anything. And I've sent emails back to people hoping that it would help, and it has. And it's some of the most powerful things that I do, and touches me deeply. So if you want to go over to manlessbrony.com and click the link, as we normally do, that takes you over to the charity. Give your bits, anything at all, get you in for this stuff over here. So, because we just got back from Nightmare Nights, I have a Nightmare Nights t-shirt, the custom t-shirt from the show. This was donated by Buttons. Thank you, Buttons. Beautiful, beautiful shirt. Got one for myself. And then also from Buttons, a Discord dog tag as made by Silver Slinger. So Silver Slinger dog tag donated by Buttons. Thank you, Buttons, for those two pieces. I will throw in an exclusive Twilight Sparkle Ship Thick folder card of Overhaul's Mustache Competition, which is going to drop at Ponyville Cider Fest. So this you can get only at Ponyville Cider Fest, and maybe after if I have any left. But this is going to go in that pile. And you know what? Because Margin Lion brought me not a few, not two, not 4 boxes, but he brought me a case of my favorite candy from Canada, Smarties. A case of these. I can't eat a case of these. I'll keep a few. I can't eat a case. So I'm going to give you a box of my Smarties right there, baby. So that's for anything at all. If we break 500 bits, Care to Win got these for you guys. Pennyroyal Academy hardcover, signed by the man himself, the giver of wings, M.A. Larson. Stay princessy, my friends, right there. So we break 500 bits on this one, you get the book too. So all of that stuff is in play this week. Yay! Very good choice there, Doctor. Very proud to put my oomph behind this one. I had a second cousin, my dad's cousin, take his own life because he came back from Vietnam pretty screwed up. So I'm very proud to be behind this one.
I hope we get some good results.
I hope we do too. I hope we do too. One reminder, people, our good friend GM Barrow, who wrote this book in here, over this one, and those over there that Rainbow Dash is reading right there. So the author of these books, GM Barrow, is having a contest. Draw or depict any scene or character from any of the 3 new Daring Do books that she's reading right there. Tweet that to her by November 25th, and she will announce a winner on Thanksgiving. The prize for this is her own Daring Do plushie from Cutie Corral, her own plushie, signed by herself. And that is the prize for that. So don't forget to get one of those done. I'm gonna do one myself. I don't know what I'm gonna do yet, but I want that plushie, so I'm gonna do one too. So get that into GM. Have some fun. Do something fun. Do a picture. Do a reading. Do a narration. Do something, but do something fun. Because if it isn't fun, stop doing it. Don't do things that aren't fun. Right, Doctor?
Indeed.
Mm-hmm. So with that, now is the time for everybody's buddy, good friend, jocular person, Screwball.
Jocular?
Jocular. Yeah.
What's that mean?
That means gay, happy.
Oh, okay. I like that.
Yes.
I like that. That's a very... see, you're such a dictionary.
I'm such a dictionary. I'm a dictionary, yes.
Or is that thesaurus? You're both, I guess.
I guess I'm a rhyming dictionary thesaurus. That's what I am. How you doing, my buddy?
How you guys doing? I'm doing awesome.
How you been over the last 2 weeks?
I can't remember the last 2 weeks. I honestly can't. I can remember Halloween.
You remember what happened on Halloween? Tell us.
Hanged out with my good buddy Logan, and we watched the thing, the prequel and the sequel, or the old one, and then we watched South Park till like 4 in the morning.
South Park till 4 in the morning.
It was fun.
Crazy.
It's good times. Oh yeah, by the way, this reminds me. Actually, I don't know why that reminds me. Spike Fireman texted me, by the way.
Oh, did he?
And he says his wishes are to donate the carving for Ciderfest charity auction in return for an autograph from Ingrid.
Done. I will do that. I will get an autograph from her, and I'll put that signed by them in the Ponyville Charityville auction, the Ponyville Ciderville auction, and then everything else will go to you. How's that? Sounds good to me. So
I think he likes that.
I think he likes that idea.
I'll let you know when he answers eventually.
Okay. Sweet.
But I'm gonna get around to questions.
Do it. Do it, man.
Let's see. Where do I start?
At the beginning is usually the best point.
Yeah, because I was just so occupied on so many things. Fudge cakes. Sorry, I'm just trying to recollect myself. Sorry, Wolf. This one is
Fudgy.
From Toon Geek 45. Question for you, Wolf. Are you a psychologist in real life? You certainly act like one in your videos.
I get this question a lot. I really, really do. Because people are often wondering whether I actually have training, and that's why I'm apparently so good at what I do. Mm-hmm. But no, I am not a real psychologist. I just happen to be a very good listener whom others enjoy listening to.
Sometimes that's all you really need to be.
Yeah, exactly.
Really.
Have you ever actually thought about taking classes, honestly, or doing anything of that sort?
Oh, goodness. How many years more of college would it take to become a full-fledged psychologist? Oh, goodness. It's something that more than a few people have said that I should pursue. But honestly, it's not something that would be easy to undertake, at least as of yet. Maybe some dream somewhere down the line I could go take college classes on the weekends or nights and keep working my career while still trying to keep up on YouTube videos. We'll see whether or not I can handle a schedule like that one of these years.
That's crazy. Next.
This one is from MarBZ, which, by the way, he's brought in a lot of questions. I've been trying to mix and match with everyone else.
Sprinkle them in with everybody else. But
let's see here. This is for all of you. I already answered this one, so you guys can have this. Question for all. Did any of you guys go on any Halloween parties this year? And if so, what/who did you dress up as?
Go for it, Doc.
I did not dress up for Halloween. I ended up spending the evening working on projects while waiting for the Nightmare Night 2014 video to release on Anthony C's channel.
Yes.
Because I really wanted to see all the audience response on that. That's what I was hoping would come out before Halloween was over, and I'm glad we made it under the wire.
Yes. Good job, Anthony. You rock. Lots of fun. We had friends here at the house, and we had Apple Cider and his wonderful girlfriend over from Ponyville. We had a nice dinner, which was cooked by Carolyn. It was delicious. And we had about 30 kids come to the door, and they all loved it. And I dressed up as, you know, the cowboy that I had on for Bronies React to Halloween. So I wore that. And Carolyn wore his swashbuckler costume, which was awesome. And we had a good time. It was great.
And I was just at my buddy's home.
Just at your buddy's. Next.
Watching horror movies. Actually, his mom left the room because she couldn't stand it.
We watched Aliens 2, and I couldn't take it. I had to leave.
What? Really? Why?
Yeah, dude, I hate horror. I hate horror movies.
Oh, that one was way more action than horror.
Them. No,
that one's
dude, that's
so
a horror movie.
Good.
That's a horror
it's so
movie.
good. I love that movie.
You can have that movie. I don't want it.
You know what? In exchange for those 360 and PS2 games you want, I'll take. Wait, no. I already have that movie. I have it on Blu-ray, for goodness sake. What am I thinking?
What do you think?
I still gotta get those two too.
Next.
Oh, this one's from Flare Cobra for both of you guys. Any good stories from Dallas?
Oh, goodness. Let me think.
Oh, yeah, I got one. I got a great one. Okay.
All right.
So, as the first time I've ever been a guest at any convention, right, is this convention. So, they take us to the VIP dinner. So, they took us to the Meat Faucet, which is the place where they have meat on sticks, and you have this red or green thing, right? It's like you put red up, you want no more meat. You put the green side up, you want more meat. They just keep bringing it on swords, and they slice it off, and you eat it until you explode. So, as we're there, right, I'm sitting right next to M.A. Larson, and we're just getting goofy, right? So we said that he'd sign anything, right? So basically, he signs his cheesecake with my Sharpie, and then he goes around and then somebody dared him to go sign. Who was it? Sign one of the VAs, right? So he goes over and he signs one of the other writers, and then he signs Steve Strez's arm. And he's gone wild. He's signing everything. I was like, and the whole thing was buy my book, which was awesome. And then and I said, hey, why don't you sign one of the red green, go no go things? So he says, keep the meat flowing, M.A. Larson. Look at that, nice. So that was my M.A. Larson funny story of the weekend. It was great.
Larson's awesome.
Next. All right, what about you, Doc? What about you, Doc?
I don't think I have any stories that are quite that interesting, no. But, oh, goodness. I remember during Nightmare Nights, like the week before Nightmare Nights, when I had released a video announcing that I would be there, I got a message from Five Iron Brony about taking part in their panel. Mm-hmm. Just out of the blue, because they wanted to have my perspective added to what they were talking about. And I had already been committed to running 2 panels. I had a reviewers panel with Robin and a couple of other people. And then Saturday morning I had a panel all by myself. And then that same evening I was going to be invited to another panel on top of that. And this was the first convention where I had actually been planning on running a panel, where I had actually been told beforehand I'd be doing it, because back in Crystal Mountain PonyCon in Salt Lake, this was middle of August, I had applied to run a panel there many months before that, but never got any response. So I thought, well, I guess they're not interested in having me there. And the day of, they tell me, can you run this panel here today? And I said, well, actually, I've been applying for a panel many months ago, and they looked at it a little bit more, and they said, oh, actually, this is your panel in 3 hours. So Nightmare Nights was the first convention where I actually knew I was going to be running a panel, and I had 3 of them to run.
Nice.
I have to admit that having that purpose in being there, that I'm actually helping add to the festivities, it makes a real difference in how much fun I'm having. Because if I'm at a convention and I really don't have any purpose in being there, I don't have near as much fun. I have to feel like I'm contributing in some way.
That's the way. That's why I like doing the charity auctions. That's why I like interacting with fans. That's why I like doing a podcaster panel or things like that, because I love being able to add to the festivities, to have fun, to have other people have fun because I'm having fun. It's just a wonderful time to do that. So that's what I like. Next.
Oh. Getting the text on my phone freaks me out.
Oh, you know what? Here's another funny story, right?
What?
Everybody knows that these autograph cards normally get done by Pixel Kitties. I'm showing GM Barrows on the video right now. And because this was my first time being a guest, I thought, okay, I need an autograph card, because I'm going to sit in on the autographs just to be ha ha ha. Here's Dusty Cat with all these other people. So I sent my art to Nightmare Nights, and they were going to have them printed for me. So the printer screws up, right? So here's all these autograph cards, and everybody's autograph card has my art on the back of them. So they printed my art on the back of everybody else's. So if you went and got an autograph from any of these people, you got my art on the back of your card.
Oh.
Oh, goodness.
It was great. It was funny. It's like, here's all these really great pieces of Pickles Kitties art, and here's mine on the back, which is done by Orlando Fox. Thank you much, Orlando Fox. By the way, this is awesome. I love this stinking picture. It's great. So Sunday, some kid comes up to me and goes, if I go get $20 out of the ATM, will you give me your autograph on this? Because I found out it's on the back. No, dude, just give me a pen. It's fine.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's like the greatest piece of serendipity ever.
That's a good way to get advertisement, I guess.
That's what everybody was saying. Josh Haber came to me and said, did you pay somebody to do that? I was like, no, I didn't. It just happened. Josh Haber's a funny man, by the way. Josh, you're awesome. Funny man. Next.
Let's see here. So this one's from Trailblaze to you, Dr. Wolf. What was some of the early Brony fan creations that were stuck in your head?
Oh, goodness. I believe the very first fan-made content I came across on YouTube was a video called Night of Pony. And if you look that up now, it is an extremely random video that is lots and lots of fast editing and really odd music in the background, just a whole lot of stuff being thrown at you all at once. But it actually showed, for lack of anything else I can think of, it showed a quick synopsis of the first 2 episodes of My Little Pony. So that was my first introduction to the show and the stories they try to tell from this video that's actually a little loud and very, very random, but I found it to be very intriguing, very curious. Someone put a lot of work into something like this.
Yeah.
So that's the very earliest creation on YouTube that I can think of that I came across.
I'm gonna have to look into that one. What's it called once again?
I think it's called Night of Pony.
Night of Pony.
Yes.
I'm right now because it sounds interesting.
It's
don't go away right now, Screwball. You have to bring me more questions.
I wasn't gonna do that. My goodness, I'm not that crazy. Let's see. Yeah. Why can't I read today? Oh my goodness. It's just one of those days. So this one is from Mina Sir James. Medina Sir James. Question for Dr. Wolf. What would your life have been if you have not discovered friendship is magic?
Oh, what would I be doing now? Oh, goodness. I have to admit that I'd be feeling a lot more bored with my life. There's a definite start.
Yeah.
I'd still be trying to find some form of purpose to my free time because I have my career. But even before I found My Little Pony, it was really hard for me to fill up my free time with something that I felt was worthwhile, something where I feel I was actually accomplishing something. Because before then, I was spending countless hours watching TV or playing various video games. That's what filled the majority of my time. And yeah, if I wasn't doing MLP content now, goodness, I don't know what I'd be doing with all my free time. I've discovered so many more talents than I ever thought possible. I've become far more social than at any other point in my life, so that's a definite plus. I'm being a good example, a good influence. I'm inspiring so many others. And I love that I have that purpose. I don't know what I'd be doing with my free time without that.
Playing WoW.
I used to play WoW a very, very long time ago. It is an incredible time sink of a game.
It is.
It is so much fun, but holy cow, you have to dedicate
You could lose
all
weeks.
of your free time in order to get anywhere.
Currently the game that I was looking into time that I played in World of Warcraft, and it still came nothing close to Gary's mod for me, because I came to 1,164 hours.
And World of Warcraft is going to do another expansion.
Yeah, oh
Which is
yeah, they
coming
always
out
bring
the
out one like
15th or
every
something like that.
Christmas. They bring out like one.
Yeah, crazy. Now you can get up to level 90. It's like,
No, well, right now it's 90. Isn't it going to go to 100 next time or
no, it
something?
goes to 90. According to their TV commercial, which I watched today, or yesterday at work, you know, because we were watching football on TV, don't tell my boss. But World of Warcraft has commercials during Sunday football, you know, basically telling you, hey, the new Worgen or whatever is coming out. But whatever. Crazy.
Oh yeah,
No.
I know a lot of people who still play it. Oh, darn. So this one is from Silverhoof. Silverhoof. So the question today is for you, Wolf. You haven't Anthro Wolf persona yet. I seem to recall you saying in a YouTube video you do not consider yourself a furry. I'm wondering why Wolf persona and not some other animal, and not some other animal. I understand wanting to.
In other words, why a wolf and not something else?
Right. Well, the name Dr. Wolf is something that I've been using long before I started making videos on YouTube. That was something that I just used as a username. Even in World of Warcraft, I would name my character Dr. Wolf, and he was a healer. But goodness, why did I choose having a wolf over, say, a pony? Now, that question would be rather easy. In the early days of creating content, when I had my various watchers telling me you should have an OC, I first thought about, well, maybe I should make a pony OC because everyone else already has one, so it would make sense to follow suit. But the more I looked into it, how could I make a pony OC that would stand out from the tens of thousands already out there? How could I give it a creative look or creative twist in some way? I'm just not that type of person to come up with that kind of creativity. It made far more sense to just follow with the name I had, Dr. Wolf, a wolf who is a psychologist. And goodness, I've just had a love of wolves ever since a child, because that was one of my earliest fears, believe it or not, is of wolves. And I decided way back then, I want to learn everything there is to learn about wolves in order to get over this fear. And I turned out to love wolves throughout much of my life. They're just fascinating creatures. I love that.
Well, there you go. Easy. Then again, you could have been a red alicorn with black stripes and bat wings and a huge mane and a fluffy tail with, you know, silver hooves.
I'm sure that would get attention,
Would
but
get
I
attention.
positive attention.
Next.
So this one is from Mason Alki, a question for Wolf. Where do you find the time, and how do you get to know so many wonderful people within the fandom?
Where do I find the time? You talking about making videos? Is that what he said?
Videos, and I guess in the fandom in general too.
Right, okay. A lot of people ask, how can you possibly come out with this much content? I'm working so hard and I can barely keep up. And really, it's not all that hard if you decide that this is what you enjoy doing. This is what you really want to do. If you have that passion because, yeah, I'm working a full-time career, and that takes up a lot of my time during the week. But when I come home, how I unwind at the end of the day is getting on the computer and writing scripts and recording dialogue and gathering images and editing videos and seeing the response from all these people. This is how I unwind. This is my de-stress at the end of the day. Now, many people have their many various methods of de-stressing, like watching TV or browsing the internet or playing video games. I mean, this is what I use for my free time. And I've been doing it for so long, I've gotten really efficient with it. And I've been coming up with more and more ideas because I have literally told myself, no, I'm not going to spend my time playing video games because I'm not going to feel really good about myself afterwards. It's an opportunity cost. I can either spend 2 hours playing a game or I can spend 2 hours writing and recording a script. And this is something that will always be there on the internet that people can keep coming back to and keep enjoying and keep giving me that drive to make even more. If you can decide that there's a good use of my time, but there's also a better use of my time, you make those comparisons. Good, better, and best. What would be the best use of your time? What would be a better use of your time? Just think in those terms. And eventually you build a habit where it's really not that difficult to do, to keep yourself working. Even at the end of a long day at the office, I come home and I'm spending more time in front of the computer and I'm still working. But I love it.
There you go.
I love that. I love your passion behind it.
Yes.
It's amazing.
You know, at the end of that, he's building up and building up and building up and building up, and all of a sudden, I just wanted him to like put his arms down and go, and I'm fed up, and I'm not gonna take this anymore.
Oh my goodness.
Next.
Yep. I just prepared myself for this one. So this one is from
James Justice! James Justice, resident superhero. Stay Brony, my friends. Hey, James, has that application for, like, you know, the Justice League of America actually come through yet? Has it? Tell me. I'd like to know. I'm waiting for the James Justice t-shirts.
I could see that the Justice League, instead Justice is spelled with his last name.
Yes. Yes. James Justice needs to be in the Justice League. He does. Absolutely. What does James want to know this week?
So this is for you, Wolf. Now, I don't know if this conflicts with your previous question, but I'm going to go for it. If someone were to get started making reviews and analyze videos, how should they start?
Oh, let's think. First of all, you should be doing something that you feel passionate about doing. I mean, making these analysis videos on YouTube came fairly naturally to me because this is something that I think about a lot, all the time. Even when I'm working at the office and I'm trying to look at numbers, I'm thinking, you know, I wonder whether this character could really move in this direction. What would that do with the show? So if you're going to decide to make videos, you really have to do something that you love doing, whether you get an audience or not, whether you can make something that looks and sounds as good as someone you idolize or not. Because really, everyone just starting out, they have to get through a period of figuring things out and what works for them and what doesn't work. And eventually, it does get easier and your content can get better if you have that drive to always improve upon your previous works.
Yes.
So getting started, yeah, absolutely have to have the passion. After that point, I know I've made a video about this recently about how to YouTube getting started. So anyone who wants to know a little bit more, go check out that video because I put a lot of my thoughts there. I would say that as far as MLP analysis, try to find a way for you to stand out. Because really, when someone watches a review, it's much more about who's doing the review rather than what they're reviewing. Mm-hmm. It doesn't matter how many reviews I've already seen. If someone like, say, Silver Quill, is releasing a review of an episode, I'm going to watch it. Even if I've heard 5 or 10 other people talk about that episode, I want to watch Silverquill review it because I like who he is and how he does things and what he talks about. It's his character that I enjoy rather than what he's reviewing. So bear that in mind. Try to create a character or a way of reviewing that stands out in people's minds, that people keep coming back because they want to hear you talk about it rather than what you're talking about.
Yeah. I agree.
I like that.
I agree, because if you take that into regular TV, right? You have 5 different late night shows. You've got David Letterman, you've got The Tonight Show, you've got The Late Late Show, you've got all these different shows. Every one of them is different. And how they do a late show premise, if you want to call it that. I was a fan of David Letterman, so therefore my show is patterned more about David Letterman's show. Whereas, if somebody wanted to do something like that, kind of like what I do, go do something like The Late Late Show or The Tonight Show or something like that, which is completely different than what I do. So it's what you as a person want to do that makes you happy. Now, if other people like what you do, then they're going to follow you, and they're going to come around, and they're going to like what you do, and you're going to get that wellspring of, wow, people like what I do. Well, let me try it again and see if they still like that. So, and if you guys go to my YouTube channel, right, Dusty Cat Roads, and you look at all my old videos, there's only a few of them that have more than like 3,000 to 5,000 views. Only a few of them. Unlike, DRWolf or Silverquill or all these guys that get hundreds of thousands of views on certain things that they do. But I'm still enjoying what I do no matter what. So it doesn't matter that I don't have the view numbers of Mando Pony. I don't really care. I'm having a good time doing what I do. And you should too. It doesn't matter if one person comes to view it or 500 people come to view it or 500,000 come to view it. It's just have a good time. And as long as you're having a good time, let the chips fall where they may. Right?
Yes, definitely.
Very much so, yes.
Mm-hmm.
This is almost related, actually, to this
Almost.
one.
Speaking of relations,
Relations.
I'm going to take a time out right here.
Damn
I'm going
it.
to say hello to my niece, Brianna, who has tuned in this evening from her college in Ohio, and say hi to all her friends and her Brony group at her college in Ohio. And once they found out that she was my niece, they went gaga. Yeah. It's like, hi, Brianna, how you doing? Thanks for stopping by. And hopefully we can talk a bit more later, because my mom gave her my cell phone number today. We've been talking back and forth all afternoon. So, to my relations, Brianna, love you, baby. Thanks for stopping by and seeing your crazy uncle. Next.
This was from Mimi Kitty Pony. I love that name. It's cute.
Mimi. Oh, wait. Did you say Mimi Kitty Pony?
Yes.
That's Brianna. Because that's her pony. She sent me a picture of her pony, and she said it was Mimi, and she's got a cat on her butt. So that's got to be her. It's got to be her.
That's so. It is. It says. Actually, I just said, "Love you, Uncle Dusty."
Ha! I love you, baby. What is Mimi Kitty Pony? Want to know?
What made you both? What made you both to decide to start doing YouTube videos?
Oh. Well, go ahead, Doc.
Well, in my case, first off, I wanted to see whether other people would enjoy hearing my voice. Second off, I wanted to find good use to my free time and serving a better purpose. And third, no one was really talking about Fluttershy as a character, that, or at least among the analysis community way back then. And I knew I had a lot to say, and I was hoping some people would listen to it. And it really surprised me, the amount of positive response, because tons of people were saying, oh, goodness, I wish that somebody would have been able to talk about Fluttershy this way months ago. Thank you for putting this together, kind of thing. So that's why I got started.
Cool. For me, it was just an extension of entertaining people, because I've been doing it in other fandoms on stage, right? Because we do stage play stuff. And I found that a lot of people, like DRWolf had found, were doing a lot of content on YouTube. And me and my friend Caradwin just came up with this idea for mocking the Dos Equis commercial, and we did it in one evening and thought nothing of it, and it just took off to the point of, wow, there's an audience. So we started coming up with other ideas, and then just basically, wow, I like to sing, so I'll start singing songs from the show, and that took off. And then doing comedy bits, and that took off. And then Everfree Network gave me an outlet to do this show, and that took off. So it just kept going and going and going, and still going to this day. I just have fun entertaining people. So it's just an extension of what I loved to do from high school all the way up. It just gives me an outlet to do it now. Sort of found what I like to do.
Very fun.
Yes.
Very awesome.
Next.
Let's see. Yeah. So this one's from RBZ. Question for all. Have any of you read the Daring Do Adventure series yet?
I'm halfway through book 1.
I have not read any books myself. Sorry.
I'm more than likely going to take them with me on the Milwaukee trip, and then I'll read them on the plane, because it's basically the time I have is on the plane. So I'm going to take them and finish them on this, and I'll have GM Barrow sign them. Yay. I might take the box too and have her sign the box. If you guys take this box to any event that she's at, she will put a beautiful signature across the front of this box, and man, does it look awesome.
I want that box so bad.
Because and Bojo Pigeon sent me. Have you guys seen the manga yet? Because
no,
Bojo Pigeon, my good friend Bojo Pigeon, basically ordered these through Japanese Amazon and got this one for me, which is the day it came out. It's beautiful. It's so kawaii. It's crazy. I mean, it's really, really cute. Let's see. Okay. Look at this Princess Celestia, people. Look at that. Look at that. It is so kawaii.
There's
crazy
that.
Awesome.
As Wobner says here, I never seen on EQD as well. The tree X tree OTP.
Yeah, that's weird. I couldn't even understand it, but I knew that the library was now dating a huge oak tree. I don't know how that happened. I don't know, but there you go.
Don't question it. Just
don't question it. Don't question it. It just goes. Yeah. That's great. So, thank you, Bojo, for that. Next.
Ooh, so this one's from Trailblaze. I have to bring this one up because I kind of question this too. Okay. For you, Dust. How are you going to explain about what you said about G3 Cheerily?
Did you watch the whole thing? I said that Cheerily was not a very good teacher back then, which means she's gotten training since then. Now she's a wonderful teacher. But back then, she wasn't a very good teacher because she was still learning, obviously. So, I'm very confident in what I said. She hasn't said anything on YouTube, on my Twitter or on my Facebook yet, so I think I'm fine.
Hasn't attached. It's all good.
I think I'm fine. So. Oh, by the way, Brianna, I just want to explain to you that Shirley and I were dating back in '85 in high school. So, yeah. Don't ask your dad though. No, don't. But next.
Don't even question it. Where's the fudge?
Fudge. I like fudge. I'm getting hungry.
Stop it! I have supper sitting right here.
Supper.
Like, and it's just like
supper.
I want to eat you, but
What's for supper?
I got chili.
Chili.
My mom's homemade chili.
Chili.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And two pieces of bread that are just smothered in butter. And some salad.
Nice.
Nice. It's just mocking me. So this one's from Oh, here it goes. This one's from Normal Noogs. Question for you, Doctor. First he states, may I start by saying I love what you do. Good show, sir. Anyhow, I have a favorite. Have you a favorite drink to enjoy while relaxing or working?
Well, thank you kindly for the encouraging words, first off. As for a favorite drink, I don't drink alcohol.
You're just like me. I don't either.
Right. So my favorite drinks are something like a glass of OJ first thing in the morning. That's really good.
Oh yeah, same
or
here.
maybe a nice strawberry lemonade with dinner. That's really good. But no, I don't drink any kind of alcohol, if that's what you're asking.
You know what's the greatest drink of all time? The strawberry banana milkshake from Orange Julius.
That's true. That's pretty dang good there, buddy.
Oh,
Can't
man.
argue that one.
Oh man, I'm addicted to that stuff.
Yep. Oh, yeah. Wait.
Oh.
Wait a minute. Wait. Shh. Wait. Joe, are you there? Joe. I think I got him. Yeah, Joe is here. Joe Stevens is in the call. Give me a minute, and I'm going to get the video feed. Here we go. Adjust. Got it. Okay, we'll be right back. I'm going to get this off the screen so Joe can be here in all of his glory, straight from the desk in Ponyville. EQI is now.
Thank you, Dusty Cat. This just in! A deadly disease is spreading throughout Manhattan. No, not cutie pox. That was cured after scientists discovered poking Sweetie Belle with a stick was the cure. And no, not Rainbow Dash exploding disease, though that still is a major problem in most parts of the country. I am, of course, referring to sudden acute singing syndrome, or SAS. Instances of SAS have run rampant throughout Manhattan, and most ponies lay the blame for this, as well as the introduction of stylish yet practical hats that look gorgeous on Rarity. Since Rarity's introduction to Manhattan, ponies have been breaking out into song willy-nilly. Manhattan used to be a normal town, with people shouting at one another, cutting each other off in traffic, and trying desperately to raise a middle finger using only a hoof. But now, highly choreographed dance numbers have made Manhattan Bridge an even worse gridlock, and there's a conga line around Central Park that's been going on for 72 hours. When asked if she was proud she'd introduced a disease where ponies will be can-canned to death, Rarity had this to say. Let's start a movement where we all can sing. Embrace this day, and I'm not singing the rest of that. Ponies who feel a sense of sass coming should seek a doctor or a burning duck immediately for treatment. Symptoms include improved mood, a sudden craving for ABBA, and the desire to watch the Rocky Horror Picture Show. Oh no. Plank, I've got the fever, and the only cure is to sing! I'm Joe Stevens, and this has been a news brief from the Equestrian Inquirer. Back to you, Dusty Cat!
Appaloosa by morning, up from San and Pone. Everything that I've got is just what I got. Oh, I got it now. Oh, wait. I need a burning duck. Where's the burning duck? I need to get out of this. Sass. I think I got the sass. Okay. I think I'm okay.
No, I don't think you're okay.
See, solid as a rock. Solid as a rock. I'm fine. Really.
This is a good virus. I like this.
That's true. I do like to sing, so that might actually come in handy later. But we're back.
Sass. Oh my goodness.
Let it get you. Sass is in the air. Wow, Joe, you keep bringing the good news, the wonderful, hard-hitting news straight from the desk in Ponyville. Every show. Don't miss it. And we're back
so good.
with DRWolf.
It's good to be here.
Mm-hmm. Come on, Screwy, bring him some more.
I will. Who? Let's see. Yeah. So this one's from ToonGeek45 for you, Wolf. If you had a cutie mark, what would it be?
Oh, goodness. I keep getting this question every now and then, at least once a month, and I can never come up with a good answer for that. I mean, what kind of cutie mark would really define everything that Dr. Wolf does?
I tried thinking, but then my mind exploded.
I mean, maybe it has to be something very specific of one thing he does. I mean, kind of like with Twilight Sparkle, her specialty is magic, but she has so many other great talents that she does on top of that. So what would be the one talent that would define Dr. Wolf more than anything?
The thing is, you could have the quill and the notepad, because you need that for analyzing, you need that for writing scripts, you need that for you know, being a psychiatrist, you need all that stuff. So basically, it'd be like the notebook and the quill.
Possibly.
Maybe a pot.
I think there's some other analysts in the community that might have something similar to that.
Maybe. But it does cover all those things. That's probably why so many people use it. Maybe it could be an ancient, instead of a notebook, it'd be an ancient piece of script. Or
It'd be an ancient scroll.
Ancient scroll.
A Roman scroll.
A Roman scroll, basically, with a wax seal of, you know, Mark Antony or something. I don't know.
Or like your initials in a wax seal or something.
Oh. There you go. Screwball's on it now.
My mind. It's exploding.
It's exploding. Exploding. With a sass.
With a sass. Oh my goodness. That's going to be stuck in my head all day.
Jazz hands.
Yeah, I was doing that. I was actually doing the jazz hands when I do that. Oh my goodness.
Come on, Dr. Jazz Hands with us.
I had to. No one could see me, but I'm still doing it.
Next.
Ooh, so this one is from EFN Pony 3349 to DRWolf. How many collaborations do you do?
Oh goodness, I've lost count of how many collaborations I've done. I mean, I've probably put together more collaboration projects than any other Brony YouTuber ever. I mean, honestly, I can't think of anyone who's worked with more people in the community than I have. I really can't think of anyone.
I can't either.
I've done several dozen, over 100 probably, since I started my channel. I mean, every single Moment with DRWolf video, that's a collaboration.
Absolutely.
I've done plenty of reviews with other reviewers out there.
Mm-hmm.
I've done plenty of analysis videos with guests coming to my channel or me going over to their channel. I've lost count a long time ago.
Crazy. Next.
Time to start counting. So this one's from RBZ. Question for DRWolf. Out of all the characters you researched, whose personality did you find the most peculiar?
The most intriguing?
Intriguing.
I guess
peculiar.
intriguing. Yeah.
The most intriguing overall. Oh goodness. I've probably done, as far as character analysis videos for specific characters, I've probably done more videos on Pinkie Pie than any other member of the main six. So that's probably the one that I find the most wide-ranging and intriguing. I mean, the most that I can do with, I suppose. The most I can talk about.
She's nuts. Yeah, there's tons to go in there and talk about.
I think all of the main six are nuts in their own way.
Yeah, that's
they
great.
really are. And that's what makes the show so really fun to watch. I mean, you get to see them in their highs and their lows. And goodness gracious, I never saw a show that caused so many mental breaks in the main characters.
I'm telling you. Next.
Actually, this one's from Pink Pearl Apple. What she wants to ask you, Dusty,
Yes.
is if it's all right to send another mysterious package.
Of course, you can send any mysterious package you want. Not a problem. Just don't break yourself doing this. Because I will know. Don't do it. Okay? I don't mind that you help us. I don't mind that you send us stuff. But don't put yourself out and do it. Anybody out there who wants to do that, you know, if we've talked and we were going to do something, don't put yourself out doing it. Okay? I've got plenty of things that I can do on this end. But if you feel like you'd like to, then talk to me and we'll do it. But don't put yourself out doing it, okay?
Agreed.
Agreed?
So this one. I want to save that one for the last one. I like this one.
Well, you know what? Screw it. You're like, you got 2 questions left. So
Okay, so I'll do these two. This one's from Moon Solus. For you, Wolf. While making your analysis, have you ever accidentally started going deeper than intended to where you need to cut time?
I have started many videos with the intent of talking for 5 or 6 minutes on the subject, but the more I start writing, the more I realize, you know, I could split this into 2 or 3 videos. And yeah, that's happened several times where I start on a subject and the more I think about it, you know, I really could do an entire video on just this one aspect and then make another video on just this one aspect. And yeah, I could keep going that way.
I always thought about I should do something like that. I got like a topic that I've been thinking about making a video of, and you're starting to make me really think I should do it, Wolf.
Seriously, if you have something that you really want to talk about, especially if you don't hear other people talking about it, do something about it. That's what got me going.
Do it.
I like that.
Do it.
So I'll bring in one more. So this one is from Donna Riku. Love that name. Question for Wolf. If you have the skill, time, and drive to produce videos, my focus is more on script animation and machinimas, and you are having a difficult time figuring out what to produce, what helps with the idea process?
Well, make sure that you're doing something. Don't let yourself become idle, because that is something that will break your creative streak if you just end up being idle. It's okay to stop one project and move on to something else, because, yeah, if I did nothing but A Moment with Dr. Wolf videos, I would get burned out. I add some variety. I do dramatic readings. I do reviews. I do analysis. I do podcasts, and I do interviews. You got to find a way to just keep working at something. Make sure that you finish everything that you start, because you don't want to end up in a case where you started a dozen projects but never finish anything. But make sure you're always working on something, and dedicate yourself to completing it, even if you have to take a break and work on something else. But don't let yourself become idle. That's what's going to break your creativity and good habits more than anything else.
Yeah. When I'm working on music, I'll work on 3 different songs at a time. In fact, I've got maybe 5 songs in folders upstairs, which are basically ready to record. Because I'd work on lyrics, I get stuck, and I go work on a different song, and I'd get stuck on that one. Then I'd go work on the show for next week, and then I get stuck on that, and I'll go back to the first song and go, oh yeah, I'll write something there, and then I'll go back and I'll start another song, which I had an idea for. I've got like 5 songs ready to record. But between moving and the show and some other stuff and traveling to conventions, I just haven't had time to record. So hopefully this winter I'll do a fire hose of music before BabsCon. I'm hoping. So that's gonna be some fun stuff to do. Plus some other plans, wink wink, nudge nudge, that hopefully come to fruition that we can't talk about at the moment. So now we get to the final, last awesome question, which is Dr. Wolf's question to me and Screwball.
I have a question for you two.
Yes. You're on the spot, so you get to ask a question. Now we've asked questions for you for an hour. Now you get to ask a question of us.
I see. Now let me think here. In what way have you improved upon your talents in the past year? And in what way are you going to keep improving upon your talents in the next year?
Oh my goodness.
I would have to say that my video editing has become very much better than it was a year ago. I've learned some tricks with Adobe Premiere that I didn't know a year ago, and they've made the time I need to actually edit my show shrink. So therefore I get more time to do other things. So that is where I've improved. My singing has improved a bit this year. I haven't done as much with it as I wish I had, but that came down to time. In the next year, I just got a brand new to me top level iMac, which means now I can do Adobe not only Premiere but After Effects and some other programs which I couldn't do before on the machinery that I had. So now I want to poke at After Effects and some other stuff so I can make my videos even better. And I also want to do more singing so that by the end of next year, maybe, just maybe, I can actually perform on stage with these guys, you know, Mando, Pony, and all these people, and not be embarrassed for myself. So hopefully I can do that before the end of next year. That's my goals. How about you, Screwy?
Oh my goodness. I wouldn't say so much talent goal, because I still can't really figure out my talent. plan, like, I want to, my talent is searching for talents. I want to move to Vancouver is the thing. That's my plan in the future, is that I want to get out there and begin searching and see what I can find, and work on that way, because there's a lot more opportunity over there than it is here, and I hate here. So
yes, let's stop hating here and start loving Vancouver and getting over there.
exactly, and I don't know. It's the search. It's a really hard question, but I'm so amazed that you got that right on the spot. Holy cow!
Holy cow!
But it's searching for that. Because I'm still young of age. I'm still trying to figure out what I want to do with myself. So eventually, I will.
Yes. So we are at the end of the program, people, and we want to remind you we have this T-shirt over here over my shoulder. The blue one, where I take Screwball for a ride on the bike. That is still available at Redbubble, and they actually have a sale right now. I think it's Redbubble 15. You get 15% off. So if you want this shirt, go check it out now because you get money off on getting this shirt. We'd love to see you wearing it next year, and we'll see if we can come up with another T-shirt design really soon. Second thing I want to tell you about is the new series, This Old Bike, which number 2 will be edited after I get back from Milwaukee, and I'll start my next series of rebuilding the dirt bike. Is going to be the next series for the This Old Bike channel, so check it out on my YouTube, Dusty Cat Roads. With that, I would like to thank a few people who came by tonight. That would be, of course, DRWolf for coming by, Screwball for doing his thing, my girlfriend Amy, Carradwin for everything he does, Nathan for doing everything he does, Cowboy Dave for getting this show up on YouTube's, EFN for giving me the platform, and everybody working on MLP FIM. I know you're busting your butts to get Season 5 done, and it will come when it comes, not before and not after, but it will come exactly when it's supposed to. So just sit back, relax, and wait. Watch DRWolf. Watch Stay Brony, my friends. Watch Anthony C. Watch Tommy Oliver. Watch all these guys, because we have plenty of things to say, plenty of things to do. So, sure, Season 5 will come, but there's plenty of things to watch and do. Don't get on anybody who works on the show, because they're doing their best to entertain you people. You should be thanking them.
They're doing a really good job.
Them. Thank them, don't bug them, because it'll come when it's ready, and it's going to be awesome. And I'd like to thank everybody out there in TV land who come every time we turn that camera on and make dang fools out of ourselves. Every time. And I'd really, really love to thank my niece, Brianna, for coming and seeing her weird Uncle Dusty do what he does. Thanks, babe. And next guest, I got no clue. 2 weeks, I am not booked. So hopefully we'll find somebody at Milwaukee that would love to be on the show. But the one after that one, we're going to go analyst again, Tommy Oliver, in a month from today. So check that out, and we'll see you then. All right? So see you in 2 weeks. Everybody's going to be in Milwaukee. I'll see you there. With that, we're out. Say goodnight, everybody.
Have a lovely evening, everyone.
Sass.
Sass. Ciao.
Good night, sweetheart. Well, it's time to go. Good night, sweetheart. Well, it's time to go. We hate to leave you, but we'll be back soon. Good night, sweetheart. Good night. Good night, sweetheart. Good night.